Hey there, happy Thursday guys. It's almost the weekend. Um, Today I am doing, I'm using some Crackle paint. I was sitting at my studio here the other day and just kind of staring off into all my stuff that I have in here, and my eyes landed on my Crackle paint and I realized I don't think that I've done anything with it in a really long time. So I played with it and I created something pretty cool, so I'm going to share it with you guys. So I use the Ranger Distress Crackle paint. This is clear. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm just using this fan brush to put it on. Now, with Crackle paint, it's a little tricky. I'm just gonna brush it on. I don't do it too thick and I don't do it too light. And I also, as you can see, I do these little jabby kind of strokes. Sometimes if it's too thick, you won't get, it won't crackle like tightly. It all depends on the look that you're going for with this. But I do these little jabby kind of strokes. Jabby, I don't even know if that's the right word, but I do these strokes like this so that I get nice tight crackles. And I don't do it too thick either. So it's something that you kind of have to play around with to get the effect that you want for yourself. So I put that on and I'm going to let this sit until it is completely dry. And no, I'm not going to make you sit here and watch paint dry on camera. Whoops. I'm going to let it dry because it does take, I'm going to let it dry for probably about an hour. So I will pause this, or stop it actually. Oops. Excuse me. And I will be back. See you in a minute. Okay, I'm back. So this is all dry. And this is, if you can see how it looks, you can see the crackle. And this is perfect amount of crackle for what I'm doing. You might want more or less, but this is perfect for me. So now I'm just going to take some alcohol inks. I have a tiny little brush here. I'm going to do like some different shades of blue and green and a little bit of brown. So what I'm going to do, this is turquoise. This is a different line than I typically use, and I'll put a link to it so you guys can see. But just put a couple little drops on here, and then you're just going to, that's a lot. You're just going to dab, 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 and let it spider out. Spider web out, I guess it would be. But just do a couple different places. See how that one really went crazy? See that? So cool. Like so. And we want to keep those spider webs out there like that. So when we do our other colors, we're not going to have them touch. Oh, this one hasn't been opened. Sorry, guys. Just had to snip the top off of that one. I haven't used this color yet. So this is just a different shade of blue. This one is blueberry. From this pack, a lot of them are fruit names. So just kind of dab. Like so. And then I'm gonna do, this one is called Clover. I haven't used this one either. Sorry. So dab some clover on there. It's very similar to the turquoise I'm seeing. And then I'm just going to do some brown. Just because I like the look of blues and browns. This one's not webbing out as much. Okay. So I think we're good for now. And then the very last thing that I do, and you don't have to do this, but I have this metallic, this one's called beige. It's almost like a light gold. And this is from the metallic alcohol inks that I use, and I'll put the link on that as well. If I forget to put links, please just kind of comment or message me and say, hey, you forgot the links again, because I think you all know that I'm pretty famous for forgetting the links. So I take the beige and I kind of go in these little spots that are open. Not all of them, just some of them. Just kind of paint around inside these little spots. Just adds a little zing to the little metallic zing in there. Like I said, you don't have to do this. And make sure you don't do what I just did, which is cover up the cool webbing. You want to get inside of there. I think I like that. Yeah, I think I like that. Okay. So now I'm going to let this dry. I'm going to let it dry completely. So I'm going to turn you guys off again. And then we'll be back and cut out shapes. And I'll tell you about that also. So I will be back. Okay, I think we're pretty dry. So the next thing that we're going to do is take it off of here. I have a sheet of translucent rolled out here to a 6. One thing I wanted to say about the Crackle paint is you can use a heat gun to help it along with the drying process. I don't. I think the Crackle looks a lot better if you don't use a heat gun, and then also you're not drying out your clay. You can do it, just be really careful. It's going to create a different look. And it's just not a look that I happen to prefer. So you can, whatever you'd like. You can certainly try it or not, and that's fine. So I have a sheet of translucent here that I have rolled out on all the way down to a 6. And I'm going to lay this on top. And it's not going to stick, just so you know. So I'm going to take, a card that I should have had out already. And I'm going to burnish this on. As best as you can. Make sure you get all the bubbles out and everything else. That looks pretty good. Make sure you get all the edges and everything. Okay, and then I'm going to cut these excess off because I love to save my translucent clay. And then I'm going to take this whole thing and I'm going to roll it on a 1 first, and then I'm going to go down to a 2. So I'm going to take this whole thing, I'm going to roll it one direction on 1, and then I'm going to turn it and do it on 2. So that's just on the 1, and then I'm going to turn it. And 2 is the smallest that I'm going to go. So it's like this. So that's how that looks. So I'm going to cut out some shapes. I think I like that. Now the thing that's going to be a little bit weird and difficult is the Crackle paint. The cutters don't cut all the way through the Crackle paint. So when I lift this up and I go to clean up my edges, I might have to cut off some of the Crackle paint around the edges. You can either fix it up before you bake it, or you can wait until after it's baked and then you can just sand around the edges. I had wanted to do, I'm going to do one of these because I wanted to make a pendant like this. So there's that. And then I'll make some earrings. I like these colors too. I probably could have done without that funky blue, but oh well. It's all good. It's all good. And then I'm going to make a couple of beads also. So we'll do one there. And we'll do one here. Okay, that's perfect. So be careful when you're lifting it up also, because of the Crackle paint. Sometimes it'll lift that, see right there. It'll lift that top layer of translucent that you put down. So We will fix these up. These actually turned out pretty good. There's not too much hanging out over the edge. So we'll just swirl these around. Trying to remember now which ones were going to be my earrings and which one were going to be beads. Let me do these first. Yeah, these came out pretty good. So you can see that that's what that looks like. After baking, since there is that translucent on top, you do want to do the cold plunge, the ice cold plunge. And typically all I ever do is I just have a bowl with ice water next to the oven, and right when I take it out, I just take a knife, pop them off, and then pop them right into the cold water, and it really brings out the translucency. It's kind of an oxymoron. Bring out translucency. Okay. It makes it more intense, so that you can really see through, I guess would be the best way to say it. So let me decide what I want for beads here. I do definitely want that one as a bead. These come out really cool as beads. I made some the other day and they were super neat, because you still have the crackle. Look, the spider web. So that's one. Oh my goodness, which one do I want? I think I'll do this one, because those all look cool as earrings. So alrighty, roll that up. I do have a bead video if you haven't seen it, where I go into depth on how I do these very round beads, even though you just saw how I did them. So clean these up. I'm just really surprised at how nice my edges came out. The video gods were on my side today. So I'm gonna go ahead and bake these 275 for 35 minutes, and then I will plunge them, and then I will be back to show you what they look like. See you soon. Okay guys, these are fresh from the oven, and this is how that looks. You can see. And I'm gonna go ahead and resin them, and I will be back to show you how that looks when I finish. Be right back. Okay, I'm back. So I went ahead and made a necklace out of this one. This is how it looks like after it has been resined. It's got a lot of depth to it. I don't know that that's coming out on the screen here, but it looks really cool. It looks like it's all like indented, and that there's bubbles, and it looks neat. So I haven't done anything with the other stuff, but here's one of the other ones that I'm probably gonna make a pendant out of, a necklace. So there you go, guys. That's some fun with crackle paint. Like I said, if I forget to put in the comments the links for this stuff, just give me a little nudge, because I tend to do that, as you know. So let's see, housekeeping. TraceClay.com, I have my spray up there. I have the mystery bags for $15. I have my jewelry. Everything is $10 for the month of June. This will be up there if you would like to purchase it for $10. I mean, what a bargain, guys. And there was something else. Oh, join Happy Place Studio Polymer Clay Group on Facebook. It's a good group. You guys can show anything you want. You can advertise, tell us about your websites, your sales, everything. I don't mind. I hope you guys have a great weekend. I am going out of town this weekend, so I'm excited about that. And I will see you on Monday. Bye.